Another potential for misuse, Vinit, I heard you mention another incident, is how it actually affected the small traders. Their data was mined and used and given to Walmart and other people to come in. So it's the commercial implications, there are security implications.
Yeah, of course. As rightly said by Pawan, why are they collecting this data? One is because you're going on there as a product and you're a free user. They understand your behavior, they understand your spend potential, they understand your likes, dislikes, and also the time, date, and day when you're doing what activities. They can analyze it. I'll give you a quick example. India had a network of these banias who were called as grocer shop or perchuran shops. And every mohalla used to have that, and they were actually eyes and ears of the entire police mechanism also. Because they would say, sir, यहाँ पे कोई रहने आया है जो जान पहचान का नहीं है. They were, and they had their own interviews, and they were part of the families. People from the families would wish them, and they would know what you are buying and selling. In the last 20 years, the data mined from your credit cards, your buying history, your spend histories have been collected, and then particular, if you see this. Shops which are departmental shops, they display the goods as if they were waiting for you. So if you go to CR Park in Delhi itself, you would always find turmeric and the fish masalas being kept on the first rack. They know that there are more of Bengalis who would like to purchase this. The moment you go to Sarojini Nagar, you will find tamarind and all this which probably people coming from Kerala would like to buy. And this kind of behavioral access we have given them through these apps. And see, in our last 10 years, I personally have experienced, probably all of us have experienced, we many times spend and buy things which we really don't need. And after the spurt of that moment, we buy it from the shop because it's been displayed there, bring it home and then we don't use it because the display has been put. And this is purely on the basis of your buying pattern. Secondly, which I always given a very a good example is, the moment you land in any city, you get two SMSs. One taxi integrator A saying that if you use my taxi, I give you 50 rupees discount of this coupon. You use this as a coupon. Another taxi integrator comes and says that use this particular thing and you get best rate. I always wonder how come these taxi integrators know that I have landed in this city. I had never approached them. So this is where they linked up with your ticket buying, which you have not brought from the regular counter, but you bought it from some e-commerce site, which has shared this data that you're traveling.
Okay.
So here I see this is what rightly said by Mr. Ranade. This is nothing but a sort of spying. It's they're spying into it. They are doing something which is non-legal, non-ethical.
It doesn't matter whether BJP or Congress. Let's do it as a country.
So there are a couple of points which I would like to make. We all agree, and I think data sovereignty or data localization is the answer to it. If the data is available here.
So I'm not entirely in agreement, but
so I'll tell you, the laws can be always made and they can be reformed. India is a vibrant democracy. We have seen in the last 7 decades, even the constitution was amended whenever it was required. So that is one thing that laws can be made, and current laws are also quite enough. And I've seen Justice
Current laws are enough.
I think it is enough. And Justice B.N. Sri Krishna is already talking about a white paper, and this will become a law eventually someday on the privacy of the data. And we can formulate laws. But while the formulation of the law has been done, one precaution that the data should come within the precinct of the country should be done. There is one more thing which none of the intellectuals are talking. This is right of being forgotten. If I put a data which should be forgotten something, and if I feel like, so many times what happens is, one particular girl, when she was struggling to become pilot or something like that, she would write to, or an actress, she would write to put some kind of data on this thing. The moment she changes her profession or she gets married and she wants to deny that data to be accessed by anybody, she should have a right to wipe it out.
Right to delete, yeah.
So right to delete or right to forgotten has to be discussed in a larger context along with data sovereignty. Now here, probably, Ranade sir, we will have a problem whether the agencies would like to write to delete, because then the right to delete will also say that I can do something theft and then. So we'll have to work out between these things. But the time has come where we talk about very firmly to all our Western friends, data sovereignty, data localization, right to forget. And to answer Nikhil's question, what will happen to reciprocal arrangement? We are 1/6 of human race, 1/3 of the internet market. Whether they want to do business in our terms or not, they have to decide. Rightly said by you, they cannot ignore us. And enough of saying that. What is the total data import? I'm feeling ashamed to tell you, almost around 89% of the data import is porn. If somebody tells me it is not less than 89%, whatever.
Yeah, but digital India still to
what
take
we are
off
getting and what
despite
are
all
we
the
selling
ads.
outside, I don't know what it is. So if there can be arrangements, if they really want to share research data, we can do that. We can put in clauses where we can say, that, okay, your university has some data which we want to share as a research, or if you want to take up from us the research data, the yoga data or some other thing. Right now, what we are importing and we are paying them, and the thousands of crore rupees which we are paying them, is purely seeing porn. We will have to work out whether we really want our grandchildren to become sex addict on the internet. So that's where
Fair
we
enough.
have to.
That's another
so the right
argument,
to forgotten data sovereignty, data localization, and we should come out with a strength on our side. There is nothing out of weakness. We are 1/6 of human beings.
No, so
quickly.
actually on that very point, most of the data that's being brought to India and accessing the internet is very different from data localization. The personal information that's been brought here is actually what our BPO industry and our KPO industries use. So the reciprocal impact is going to maim those industries that are dependent on foreign business. If the US doesn't allow data to be brought to India to be processed,
They can't afford to do that. I can tell you with a lot of degree of confidence.
But I'm saying we
they
also
can't dare to do that today, and we can do it.
Given the current US establishment, I don't think we can get into,
I'm very responsibly telling you on this channel. They cannot dare to stop us. If they want to, they can't afford to do that today. And they would have done that when we had the nuclear test done. Had they wanted to really do that, the markets will not allow them to keep us in silo. It's their need, not our need, and we have to understand this. And my humble request with folded hand to all the intellectuals here is, understand you have a strength. You are like an Hanuman who does not realize that you can actually jump and go there. If we today decide not to give them access, what will impact our industry may be very small and minuscule, may not be more than few thousand crore rupees, but their economies will come tumbling down because they won't have access to this kind of market.